Okay, so yeah, and this is pretty easy. Like even on 65 hard, like these monsters are now approaching the level where their base stats are quite high, but we're not having any issues here
Alright,
because
anyway.
of the synergy of this team.
So,
And you
yeah.
should also not have any
And,
issues with
I'm gonna do a
ball scoring
video
with this
about,
team. Apart from
uh,
the
TOA
usually the
Hard.
only
Oh,
floors which are
and
gonna cause trouble is the
before we
Artino
continue
floor
with that, let me
because
back
of
up a
the
little bit.
counterattacks that he
What's up,
does
y'all? My name's Boozy
and
Breezy.
gaining
You
attack
know,
bar, the Artino
this is not a
attack
beginner
bar.
account,
The counterattack floors are really
but
the tough
I'm here to
ones.
show that,
And like the only one that
TOA Hard
stands out as would
is
be
really
difficult for this team is
not
the
that
Artino
hard.
floor.
I mean,
So
it is,
yeah, I don't know what we
but
would run into like a
just
high
because you
level
keep,
hard
because
Artino.
all the other
I don't think this
YouTubers
team
I
would be able
see
to cut it.
that give
Pretty
advice
much
and
every
try
other
to help
team.
people with
This
TOA,
team is
they all say
probably
the
the
same
best
shit.
option you have.
They all say, oh, you gotta
And
use
it's
these
completely
monsters, oh, you gotta
untenable
use these
apart from
monsters, oh, you gotta use these
magically summoned
monsters.
from
No, you don't.
exclusive summons. Like here what we're
The
gonna
only
do
things that you need, you
is
just need basic game
I guess you'll go for
mechanics.
heal, yeah. We don't
Not,
absolutely
and
need
what I
to
mean
because
by basic
Pheromone will
game
take a turn
mechanics, I
before
mean,
enemies because it's
basic
exposed, but we're
stuff
gonna go for it anyway. And I'm going to
that
try to turn
people
for 2.
need,
Correct.
Like,
Now,
for
the
example, this
funny
is
thing
what I
is the
used.
Fire
Let me
Mystic Witch
move
and
this down
Mantura,
a
they
little bit.
both actually
This is
have
what I
huge defense
used
break.
for
However,
TOA
Mantura has
100.
a much higher chance of
Yes,
having
I
negative
know,
defense
this could
break.
be substituted
However, that's not the
for,
case when you have a beneficial effect on you. I think when you
for
have a beneficial
Beretta,
effect on you
but
with Fire
I don't
Mystic
have him
Witch has
marooned, as
a
you can see. I took his
100%
roots
chance of
off and
landing
put them
AoE
on.
defense break.
Um,
But Mantua always has a
the
100%
water
chance of landing
homunculus.
AoE defense break, even when you
But
don't have a
basically,
beneficial
what
effect
you
on it.
need
It's a really weird
for all
sort of
TOA
skill
is
sort of
basically
prerequisite to
dots. Someone who
maximize the
puts
chance of landing
dots.
debuffs in that
You
it
want
wants the enemies to have a beneficial
someone
effect.
who reduces
So that's why I was
attack bar.
considering
That's why I
running
got
the Fire
Ganymede.
Mystic Witch for an
And you
AoE
want
defense
someone to be
break
able to
for
put on
3 so I was
slow
looking
and
for a
stun.
3-star or
Now I don't
below
have anybody here on
normal
stun, but that's
element
what the
AoE
spare
defense
runes
break,
are
but
for.
the only
The spare
reliable one
runes
that I've
are
come across is the Fire Inferno.
here,
Because the Fire
well,
Mystic Witch
in
only has a
other words, the
50%
spare
chance of having
runes are
AoE
what you're
defense
going to
break,
use the
unless
most
the enemy has
for
a beneficial
TOA and
effect.
all your
But
monsters.
you
You
can't
want all your
guarantee that an enemy
monsters
will have a
to
beneficial effect
have,
on PvP.
um,
So yeah, and if they have a
well, not
beneficial
all
effect,
of
that
them, but
usually
most
means
of
they have
your
will runes, and then
AoEs, and
your
AoE
defense break
stands
cannot be
for
landed.
area of effect.
Okay, so yeah,
In other
very
words,
standard
means
here.
an
Only
attack
one,
that hits
again,
all
only
the
one monster
enemies.
is able to actually heal an attack. And this is the
So
advantage of having high speed, and this is also why you want to
that's what
run the Beretta
when you
speed
have
beat
attacks that do that,
always.
you want to put
Like
the spare on
you,
them because the spare,
yeah, speed is
helps do
just king
stun,
here. Another thing that
and the
you're gonna
more
notice is
higher
there are core
accuracy you
talent levels
got,
at
the
level
better off you'll
500.
be
Speed
with
tower
your
is only level
stuns.
1 right now, only 2% bonus
Um,
speed. So if, for
but this is
example, you
what my
had
TOA
this
100 look like.
core
I'm gonna go
tower,
through it. I'm not
or
gonna
you
beat
have,
the whole thing.
yeah,
I'm
let's
just
just
gonna
talk
show
about that. So
you
if you have
that
a max speed core tower,
certain
then you would not
units
need
you
the
can do,
same
and then I'm gonna go
core you
back and
have
I'm gonna
here and still
pull out
be
other
effective. Like
units
you could lower
that
your monster speed by
you
over
might
10
some
speed
people
compared to
might
what we
have
have.
versus
Also, if you have your
which
monster on
you can
fire,
really
you
just
can lower
mix
the
and
speed. Like
match.
we have them on switch,
But
so that's why
anyway,
we really need
Ganymede,
super high
Ganymede
speed.
drops everybody's
But
attack bar, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the slow
even
on
that, like
everybody.
our speed is not really that high.
Oh,
Like when you consider the fact that we have a
I get
switch
another
set,
move. I don't
like a
have
plus
her.
95
I
speed
have
map,
Spectral on a
because
violent
it's on switch set,
build.
it's
I
not
think it's violent focus.
incredible or
I
anything.
think that's what I have
Another
her
thing that you could do is if you have
Spectral on.
better glory
The
towers,
reason why I
evil
like
towers,
it
and
on
you have
violent is because I like using
6-star monsters, then
the
you could just
special
really
assault
focus more
as
on
much as
speed
possible.
and getting that accuracy you need, and not
Yes,
care about your
Spectra
tankiness that much,
is
and then that could allow you
completely
to grow your
maxed in
monster
his
much faster.
skills,
Like if, for example,
but
the
to be able
6-star
to get the extra turn
Beretta
helps
map
get
in
you to
Spectra, I would,
using
rather than looking
your
for tankiness, like I would pretty much purely be
that
looking for
specific
as much speed as possible, and then
skill
a
again.
little bit of tankiness, and that would
Now
do
I
the
don't need to
trick.
heal,
As
so
long
I'm
as
gonna
you
go
have a
ahead
slot
for
4 and slot 6 for you guys
that.
powered up. You wouldn't need tanky
Go ahead
subsets for all
and
the glory, but
Ganymede
because these monsters
him.
are 5-star, I've made sure to look for a combination of speed, but
Drop
also high
everybody's
tankiness on
attack
the
bar. Now I
subsets.
didn't
With
get the
like, for
attack bar
example,
drop on this,
there's like I could increase the speed of
and I
Beretta
didn't
right
get the
now,
attack bar drop on this.
but
So
it
what
would be
that
at the
tells
cost of
me
its
is
tankiness, so
that
I'm not going to do
I
that.
might
I
have
would
to
prefer to
find
have
some more
your abilities
runes
on
with a
because
little
you
bit
will
more
need the tankiness to be
accuracy,
5-star. But if it's a
so that
6-star, you
that
would have much more
skill
room
just
to
doesn't
just
pick and
focus
choose
more
which
on
monsters you're
and
going
yeah, speed
to
makes him so effective. Like he's also not skilled up at all, and he does completely fine. So he's another
debuff.
monster I
Well,
wouldn't recommend
drop attack bar.
skilling up. And the reason for that
In
is
other
because
words,
you have
basically
full map
TOA
speed vulnerability.
you basically want three kinds of monsters. Monsters
You
that
have a
drop the
high chance
attack
of stunning
bar,
someone. I don't know
monsters that
how.
stun, that have their own built-in stun into their
Pretty high. I just
skills,
don't want them
and
switched
a
up with
monster that
Taser
puts
because
up
it's
dots.
gonna be annoying.
Those three things is basically what you do. And stun can be doesn't have to be stun like a Veramos. It could be stun in the form of despair runes. It could be stun in a form of freezing. Personally, I consider anything that freezes a stun, and anything that puts a monster to sleep a stun. But the one downside about a sleep is that if the monster gets hit while it's asleep, obviously it wakes up. But I don't know. I don't completely consider sleep a stun. But I'm gonna go ahead and attack that. And these guys will, put those up. I'll get attacked a little bit. Go ahead, Spectre in the attack bar again.
So yeah, it's very basic. Like,
and Colleen will heal. Now, Colleen is in here because for TOA 100, the old man, he has the built-in skills that any damage that he deals, he gains HP back from it. And because Colleen's in here, Colleen's second skill, is HP block. What I just got on all my monsters is HP block just now.
Our monsters can take some hits, as you can tell. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? I was just talking about something.
I should turn my overhead light on, but I don't feel like it at the current moment.
But yeah, like, very
so you can see my ugly mug.
But
with all of anything with TOA, when TOA resets it resets for me in a couple days. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably go through some runs and show you guys what I like to run, because I do auto majority of TOA. But once you are basically beating normal mode of TOA, then hard mode, obviously it will be something that you can experiment with. But for the most part, TOA honestly really isn't that bad. TOA is like to me, from what I picked out from, TOA, is for people who, you gotta use your brain. You just don't attack. You just don't put it on auto and just let them go ahead and attack. You honestly have to pick out your attacks on which monster needs to be attacked, or else it wouldn't be no challenge. It's challenging, not just for you, but for you to be able to rune your monsters a certain way. So you have certain ones go before certain other ones. Like all my TOA monsters are all speed tuned for certain shit, or for certain things. So for the most part, what I like to do is I like to make sure that certain monsters go first. Like Ganymede goes first and drops everybody's attack bar. And then after that, it really doesn't matter who goes after that. As long as, certain debuffs get put on, then, it works like that. And then, I got Spectre. But I don't always use this team. Most of my guild members call me a TOA expert. And because I was beating, and I wish I could go back. I kind of want to start a new account just so I could show you guys that you don't have to have certain monsters. Like, all these monsters that I got, except for, the Homunculus, you have to be a certain tier of a player to be able to get him. Because, if you can still do it, even newer players, once you get the Rift dungeons open. But it's going to take you so long to get the Homunculus, and it's going to take you even longer again to even get his skills set to where you want to have them set. So that's why I don't always recommend it. But
homunculus. Like
it's just
we are not going to start crafting homunculus
the
until we
best
clear
ones. But if
one
you
of the
can't get a
main
homunculus,
elements, so ice, fire,
because
or wind.
you're not
Wind
that
we're not
high
gonna
up,
get most
you
likely, but
can
ice or
get
fire on triple S.
um
When we can do that,
monsters
and when we
that
can
put
get
dots up,
at least an S,
preferably at least
reliable
2 dots
S,
at a
or
time
double S
up.
score in dark or light, one of the dimensions, then we can craft a homunculus. Then
Like
it becomes
you
very
can use
efficient. Like
Beretta,
right now, you
you
could if
can
you wanted to,
use the
but it's just not
dark
efficient because you're going to be
or
wasting points
water
every time you lower
grim.
scores.
I like
There's
to
no
call them
point in
Grim
why.
Reapers, but I think
But
they're
see, the other thing that
it,
is happening right now,
that's what
because we
that's
have
what they are. I don't know their
45
names.
G
The
plus
water one's
108 S
good.
scores yet.
He puts
We
up
have to
lots of
farm
dots.
so much
The dark one
ice beast in
puts
order
up
to get
lots of dots on everybody.
the pure magic crystals
So
for
that's
the reappraisal stones.
those are the
So right now,
ones
I
that you
think
want to
we
use.
have
What
like
just you
in
just gotta go.
excess
You
of
can look at all the
2,000, close to
monsters
2,000.
and go through and look at their skills and see who does what, and then the monsters will be the ones that you want to get. But most of the monsters that you want to use on in TOA that puts up dots are fairly easy to get. Like I know the Fire Grim Reaper, you can obtain him from Fairman, and then you can get skill ups for him in several different places of the scenario. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drop the attack bar. Um, Not really trying to make this a long video. I just basically wanna go over, and I'm gonna continue to make other videos and go over TOA, you know, all the upcoming levels of the new reset, just so that people can get an understanding of what you can use. You know, hopefully, people will comment. Send me a message and even ask me, hey, how do I beat this certain particular level? I mean, because I beat TOA every single trip. You know, normal and hard. I beat them both. So I mean, I don't want to say it's easy for me, but because I know what to expect and what I need to do, allows me to be able to beat TOA, you know, every, you know, every time, every month. Um, because being able to beat TOA, you get basically, if you beat both, modes, you get 2 uh legendary scrolls and 2 dark scrolls. Well, I need to keep getting dark scrolls because I want to get, my goal is to get a couple light and dark nat 5s. I don't have any yet. I'd like to get some, but that's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now this right here, I'm gonna try the hopefully getting me to get some extra turns so I can use his third skill again, because I want to use my third skills on the fire Valkyries, pretty much so that when I go to kill them, they don't keep popping back. It's kind of annoying when they pop back. Will revive whoever I kill, so I try to do that. And another thing, and I'll probably start showcasing my rune removals so I can show you guys how you keep upgrading your monsters versus, because my one friend who plays this game, how he does it, he'll strip all his monsters down, strip all the runes off on all his monsters that he uses, his B10 teams, all that, and he'll reskill them, he'll re-rune them. Don't do it like that. That's bad. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bad. Why that's bad. It's bad to do it like that because you don't really know, and you really won't remember what their stats was at before you re-rune them. That's why that's bad. Like, it's best just to, you know, just to pretty much. I think Gammy's about to die. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Getting me can't die. I need getting me. Oh, okay. He came through. This is what I mean. This is what I consider a stun. The freeze, I consider that a stun because it's just one turn, just like a stun. But it's called CC crowd control. That's what stuns and attack bar reductions. That's basically all it is. All the debuffs, all that crap, crowd control. It doesn't matter what I hit because nobody's getting a turn. I'll hit you because I hit the one on the end the last time. Defense break you. Defense break you. And I'll go ahead and break you down some. Heal because Ganymede needs some health. Here again. I need to put some dots on everybody, some more dots. I'll hit you. Go ahead and heal and boost the attack bar. Break you down. Hit you on the end. And I'll just start hitting you on the end. You got the most HP. I think I had already beat. No, I didn't. Do it again. That way I can make sure that everybody dies. And I don't have this issue. Ooh, he didn't die, but that's fine. Next turn will kill him. Maybe I should have dropped the attack bar on you just a little bit. You're dead. You right there's dead. And now you're dead. But are you understanding on about now the only reason why it's so important and imperative to use dots is because dots will do more damage than what one individual monster will do to the monster. Like, does that make sense? And that only happens due to the fact that, the monsters are so tanky and have so much HP that it makes it faster. Now here, what I'm doing here, I'm just going to show you the basic way of everything that you need to use in order to beat the old man. Don't worry so much about the crystals. What you want to do is, for your monsters that don't, hit that hard, what you want to do is, you don't really want to attack the old man because he'll do damage back to you. So, and you don't want to put that many debuffs on him because, he'll do a lot of damage to you. But basically what you want to do is you want to put HP block, you want to put defense break, and you just want to keep dropping his attack bar so he doesn't get a turn. That's basically what you want to do to everything, is make sure that they don't get a turn. But do you guys basically see and understand what you got to do in order to beat the old man? It's difficult. It's not. I don't want to say it's very difficult, but it's very time consuming. Whoops, attacked the wrong one, but he gets another shot. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Look at this. Okay, so his calling healing effect will be up next turn. See how much damage? This is why everybody must get Spectra or any monster that does extra damage because of it being a boss. Spectra is a monster. I don't care what anybody said. You should always ruin your Spectra. Yeah, you should make him tanky so he can survive, but you should always make a damage dealing Spectra. After I do this, and I attacked the wrong thing. I didn't mean to do that. Spectre might die. Yeah, Spectre's gonna die, but because I attacked the wrong one and put another debuff on him that wasn't supposed to be there. But anyway, oh, there's a new version. But that'll conclude the video, and I'll show you guys some more later.